Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with Verified Investing.
Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at Verified Investing. The S&P 500 finally hit that upsloping trend line. Now, this is my initial entry point for a swing trade. It did have additional levels above it, or excuse me, below it, that it just kind of blew through. But what we have to do is anytime a resistance level is blown through, we have to identify where the next level of resistance is. Let's jump right into the charts. AMD did have earnings and LITE did have earnings, so we're going to go over those as well. Here's this upsloping trend line that I was mentioning. Pivot top here, secondary hit this wick beautifully, and now we're hitting right into this upsloping trend line right now. So look at this extended move. So from the August or from the lows of March, we're up 17, 18% on the S&P 500. Now we're getting overly extended to the upside. So now we're due for an even bigger pullback than I originally thought. My short level yesterday for a day trade was $724.87. So today, any entry price above $732 is my entry, not only for a day trade, but a swing trade. With a day trade, I would exit this at the end of the day, win, lose, or draw. But this is my entry point for the S&P 500. Now, based on a technical upsloping trendline hit, it is due for a pullback. LITE had this nice move. I was targeting $1,050 yesterday. So today, on the back of earnings, what I'm looking at is this gap in the charts sitting at $902.32. If we do drop into that level, this is where I'd like to pick this up, knowing I've got the whole round number of $900 just below it. This would be a quick scalp. I am not looking for LITE to hold this for a swing trade. What I'm monitoring is this upsloping trend line, pivot low here, secondary hit, kiss here, fourth hit. So if it does drop into this upsloping trend line, I would consider going long on a swing trade level if we can get it right about $815.75. Knowing that if it does close below this upsloping trend line on a daily closing basis with confirmation, I could just stop out of the trade. Or if I start seeing it wanting to close below it, I could just exit the trade and say, well, congratulations, the support level didn't hold, and I'm going to go ahead and let it ride, continue ride to the downside or the upside. TMDX, TransMedics Group, got down to $68.58 in the pre-market. I do have a level. If it drops a little bit more, you get this prior gap in the charts at $64.19. So TMDX 68.58 is that first level. My secondary level is 64.19. This is for you aggressive traders who want to go long on this. Me, I'm a little bit more conservative and waiting for a $64.20 level appears. Knowing that I've got additional support and the support underneath it is actually quite a bit lower. So I would look to dollar cost average into this all the way down to this low pivot, which means that because it's a riskier trade, because the potential move to drop 14%, I would start with a smaller position of my portfolio. And then anytime, if I averaged into it, anytime I got to my break even, I would remove the last add to it. So that's how I would play TMDX. Again, I'm a little bit more conservative, so I'd still wait for the 64.18 or 64.19 level. NICE did have this nice fall. It hit $97. This is my long level. Prior gap in the charts. For an aggressive trader, $97 is where you're going to go long. For those of you who are a little bit more conservative, $94.65 is that next level of support that NICE is going to get a bounce off of on a technical basis. So conservative traders wait for this pierce of $94.65, just a brief pierce of it. Aggressive traders, a long and $97 is your entry price. As you can see, it already kissed off that level. What you'd be monitoring is what price consolidation does. So if on a 10-minute basis, if it consolidates over 60 minutes or so, then it's putting in a bear flag, and that could indicate that the bears are still in control, and that's why it's going to drive down to $94.65. If it can fall right into that level around 12:30 and get a nice bounce, then that would be how you could take advantage of that move to the downside. CPNG, My original long level that I was going to give you was $17.43. I still like this level, even if it's there by about 12:30. And the reason is because it's likely to pierce $17. And then by the time 12:30 hits, it's likely to come back up into this level. So if we can recapture that level, this gap in the charts at 1743, that will signal the bulls that they can now drive this continually higher. So again, 1743, and it really depends on how price consolidates. If it's just consolidating right on this level by 12:30, then all of a sudden that's putting in a bear flag, which would then signal to the bears that they're still in control. And then you look for this secondary gap in the chart sitting at $16.79. So this is what I'm looking to play on CPNG. And it really depends on how price action gets into those levels or reattacks 1743 if we get a nice fall below $17. ANET, we're having a nice fall on ANET as well. My first long level on ANET is $141.18. You zoom out in the charts, you've got this pivot top right here, as well as all of this price consolidation and these low pivots right here. So $141.18 is your aggressive level. You have a lot of support at this prior gap in the charts at $138.78. And then this low pivot, as well as all of this price consolidation. So if you're looking to dollar cost average into it, you may have to do that all the way down to this major gap in the charts at $133.70. From the highs, from the opening price to today, we're down 15%. So that would be another 21, or that would be a 21% fall. If you're a little bit more conservative, if it does close below 141.18 on a 15-minute closing basis, look to stop out. Conservative traders, you would actually wait, and ultra-conservative traders wait for $133.70 to pick this up for a long play. I don't see it going down there today, though. ANET has had a nice fall, but I think it'll stop at 141.18 based on previous price consolidation, low pivots, high pivots, and again, pivot tops. So that's where I can see us getting a nice bounce on ANET. UPST had this nice sell-off as well. Had this nice bid right at the open. Caught a bid right on this gap in the charts. Headed higher all the way up to $30. So for me, because it's already got filled that gap and got a nice bounce off of that level, I'm going to be a little bit more conservative. $25.58 is my long entry price on UPST if we can get this nice sell-off going into the end of the day. Even if it's there around 245, I would still look to play this. If it gets closer to 3 o'clock, 3:30, I'm not as interested. Going into tomorrow's session, though, if we stall out at $28, then $25.58 is going to be a good day trade level for tomorrow. Knowing that I've got this other gap in the charts sitting right here at $24.22, we could just dollar cost average into the chart of UPST. On the way up, you're going to stall out at 31.40. That's your first level of resistance. And then here's a major resistance at 35.36. If we can bust through that first level, I do anticipate more downside, which is why I have this long level right here. Shopify had this nice sell-off. If you would have dollar cost averaged into this trade yesterday, you would have gotten to break even, maybe even slightly in the money. What I'm looking at today is 104.90. This is an aggressive trade. If it does close below that 104.90 on a 15-minute closing basis, I would look to stop out. What's likely to happen, it's going to pierce. It's going to close 15 minutes below, and then it's going to start ripping higher. That's what I'm going to see. That's what likely is going to happen on Shopify, just because there are going to be a ton of stop outs. Free Trading View gives you 15-minute time frames, and so that's where people are likely to put their stops on a 15-minute closing basis, and then it's going to rip higher. That's okay. If we get stopped out of the trade, that's fine. Look for the next support level, which is this gap in the charts sitting at $101.35. For me, once that support level does break at 104.90, though, I would be looking to pick up Shopify again. This probably wouldn't be today, but $91.77. Palantir is having a nice sell-off too. I did anticipate it dropping a little bit more yesterday. I'm still liking this long entry price on Palantir PLTR at $128.06. If it does break below that level, I am looking at a long at $125.05. So that's my entry price for Palantir. I do think that once it gets into these two levels right here for support, these are the beginning prices of swing trades. So not only day trades, if it's in this level, but if you wanted to hold a little bit of your shares a little bit longer, knowing that you could always stop out below this low pivot in the charts at $122.67 if it does close below that on a daily closing basis. All right, let's go and jump into Intel. Here's this upswing trend line. Got a minor rejection. I said to look for the $100 Pierce. I got about a 5% pullback. Once price action does break resistance levels, just like if it broke support, you've got to look for additional levels. So I've got this pivot top here, secondary hit, and we're into all of that resistance right now at 111, 112 bucks. We got a nice rejection off of that level. So this is worked out. Got a 4.5% move. And as you can see in the chart of Intel, from this $100 whole round number psychological level, you get about a 4.5% pullback. And so from the high, getting a 6% pullback, maybe that's all Intel's going to give us right now. If it can create some sort of a topping tail or other indication, then we may be able to play this for a little bit longer. Outside of this upswing trend line, I don't have a lot else. This is why trading breakouts can be a little bit more of a riskier trade. And that's why I was saying be conservative with this. If you look to dollar cost average, make sure that any type of pullback, you can remove some of your trade. This is an overextended chart. Just from the lows of March, you are up 176%. This move eventually will die out. The profit takers will come in and drive this down. I'm looking for at least a retack of this $88 level, this upswing trend line. And then eventually, I don't know when that's going to happen. Eventually, based on this chart extension, it's coming back into $54.73. I know it sounds ridiculous that this would be over a 50% pullback from the current levels. Charts usually repeat themselves. And so because of the fact that price action hasn't hit this level, again, we are likely to pull back into that level. I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm done trying to predict when it's going to happen, but eventually it will get back to that level. However, once we're breaking out, you got to be conservative. If you're trying to dollar cost average into something at all-time highs, you got to have clear entry points, clear additional resistance levels, and clear exit strategy for this. So that way you're not continually chasing this thing to the moon. All right, if it does go there. AMD, another key resistance level. I did say on a closing or on a day trade, this level right here at $360.17 was the entry price for a day trade only. We had to respect this upswing trend line. Price action fell decently on the back of earnings. I think it got down to about $335. Got saved by this upswing trend line. So what do we have to do? We have to look for additional resistance. So here's a pivot top here, secondary and third hits of this upswing trend line or this pivot. So you connect these two trend lines or these two high pivots and draw your next level of resistance. Your next level of resistance is $426.47. As you can see from that level, had you seen it in the charts, you got about a 5% pullback. It's not a substantial pullback, but at least it shows you that the resistance level has been reacted against. We got this pullback. So on the back of earnings, you got to wait 3 to 5 days to finally decide, for the markets to finally decide what's going on. If this is still bullish, then it'll break this upswing trend line, close above, and then put in some price consolidation right upside or up the upper end of this upswing trend line. Could hit 450. That's going to be your next level of resistance. After that, if you're looking to dollar cost average, it could head up from $450 all the way up to $500. And that would be another 10% move to the upside. So again, if you're looking to dollar cost average into something, make sure you have your clear resistance levels. You have, especially if it's continuing to move higher. And then you have your stop outs. If it does get overly extended, make sure that you're minimizing your risk. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an experienced trader who's been through this before. And if I can help kind of minimize the amount of damage that you do to your account, that's what I'm I'm trying to do. So everything else is on you. I can just give you my support and resistance levels, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they get major pullbacks, sometimes they get minor pullbacks, but most of the time they end up working, sometimes just not as much as we anticipate, and that's just part of trading. Anyway, that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the longs positions that I gave you guys. Hopefully some of them will hit so we can take advantage of going long on this market than on stocks that are getting pretty beaten up. So if you guys have a chance, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, and sharing with those friends so that way they can get the same market information. And we'll see you guys next time in the church. You guys have a great rest of your day and take care.